God says, Archangel Michael is standing right in front of you. He has not moved for 3 weeks. He has not blinked, not left, not stepped back. He has been waiting for this exact moment, for you to finally open your heart and hear this message. He says, Beloved, I am so glad you finally found this. I've been waiting for 3 weeks to tell you this. I promise, you'll cry when you hear what I have to say. But hurry, this message will vanish in 35 seconds. And though time ticks loudly in the silence, the angels are surrounding you right now. Something sacred is about to be revealed to you that will change your life forever. Michael says, do not allow the noise of this world to distract you for even 1 more second. Because what he is about to say contains secrets that were hidden from your birth, truths your family never told you, confessions someone tried to take to the grave. You are not reading this by accident. This is the divine moment that the heavens have waited for. Everything around you may seem normal, but in the spirit realm, trumpets are sounding, scrolls are being unsealed, and your name is glowing on something holy. You are being watched with divine joy because at last, you are here. You have found it. The moment you read this, your spiritual destiny begins to unfold with full force. Michael has been weeping. Not because you failed, but because he has seen what you've endured in silence. The betrayal that happened when no one else knew. The lie they told about you. The door they closed and locked, pretending it never existed. But God says nothing is hidden forever. What they tried to cover, heaven has now uncovered. What they whispered in secret, heaven has shouted across the skies. You are not crazy. You were right. The strange feelings you had about them, the way your heart suddenly felt cold when their name was spoken, was not your imagination. It was protection. Michael says your discernment has been activated since childhood. You were always different, always sensing things others couldn't. You heard warnings in dreams, felt danger in silence, and wept without knowing why. That is not weakness. That was your anointing calling you forward. You were born to carry something sacred, and that sacred thing made you a target. A certain woman saw your light early on. And instead of nurturing it, she envied it. You were young and vulnerable when it began. She tried to project shame on you, spoke negativity over you, and tried to convince others to keep you at a distance. But God says no more. The heavenly court has passed judgment. That curse is broken. That atmosphere she tried to place over your life is crumbling, minute by minute, second by second. That invisible spiritual war? It's ending now. You are being delivered in real time, even as you read this. There is light surrounding you right now. God says, look to your left. That shiver you feel? That's not fear. That's divine confirmation. Michael says, there's something else. Something that you forgot. When you were younger, you had a moment. A moment when you cried so hard you couldn't breathe. You asked a question that no one answered. You begged for a sign, and you heard nothing. You thought heaven had abandoned you. But Archangel Michael was there. You couldn't see him. You couldn't feel him. But he stood beside you with his wings covering you, whispering prayers for you until the danger passed. He protected your mind from snapping, your spirit from breaking, your soul from being overtaken by the darkness. You survived something that others didn't. That was not by chance. That was by divine design. God says, the enemy planned to take you out by now. That's why your nightmares got worse. That's why your finances dried up without explanation. That's why people you trusted turned on you suddenly. The enemy sensed your breakthrough was coming and tried one last ambush. But Micheal says, the plan has failed. The darkness has lost. And you, beloved, are rising. Heaven is about to vindicate you in public. There are people who said you would never be anything, who called you crazy, who laughed when you said you were chosen. They will witness what God does in your life next, and it will shake them to their core. Micheal says, your name is on something heavenly. A scroll has been unsealed with your next instruction written in golden ink. That scroll carries an invitation to step into the fullness of your spiritual destiny. You are not here to just survive. You are not here to beg for crumbs, for apologies, for validation. You are a royal vessel, handpicked by God to carry divine light into this world. And right now, in this exact moment, the heavens are preparing to release what has been delayed for years. The inheritance you never received. The apology that never came. The love that was always withheld. It's coming. And it's coming quickly. Micheal says, listen closely. Someone made a vow about you behind closed doors. They said, she will never rise above me. He will never find out the truth. I will make sure they forget who they are. They even paid someone to keep a secret buried. But God is not mocked. That which was done in darkness is now being pulled into the light. The confession is coming. You won't have to ask. You won't have to chase. It will be placed in front of you, undeniable and raw. And when it happens, your spirit will exhale. Because deep down, you already know what it is. Micheal says, do not fear the exposure. Do not run from the revelation. Because after the pain, comes the promise. And your promise is larger than anything you've ever imagined. There is land with your name on it. An open door with your spiritual code. An email that will change your life. A phone call that will confirm everything you've suspected. Within days of receiving this message, God will begin the process. You may feel the energy around you shift. Some people may pull away. Some emotions may surface suddenly. That's normal. That's the spiritual realm rearranging to make room for your next level. God says, the time is now. You've waited long enough. You've cried long enough. You've asked the same question 1,000 times. And heaven has been answering, just not in the way you expected. Every delay was divine protection. Every detour was sacred redirection. You were not being punished. You were being preserved. Because what's coming next for you cannot be rushed. The love coming into your life is not average love. The purpose you are about to fulfill is not ordinary purpose. The money being prepared for you is not average money. It is heaven-backed, destiny-assigned, spiritually aligned abundance. Micheal says, breathe. Breathe deeper than you ever have before. Because a spiritual detox is happening in your body even now. Things you didn't know were clinging to you are falling away. Guilt is breaking. Shame is leaving. Confusion is lifting. Your spirit is remembering who you are. You are not weak. You are not a failure. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. You are protected. You are fiercely loved by heaven. Your mother in heaven, she knows. Your grandmother who prayed for you in secret, she saw this day coming. They are rejoicing right now. Your name is being mentioned in rooms you haven't entered yet. Micheal says, Beloved, this message is not just a comfort, it is an assignment. You are being called forward now. You can no longer live small. You can no longer shrink to fit into spaces that were never built for your light. The things you tolerated before, you will not tolerate again. The patterns you repeated, you will now break. The silence you kept, you are now released from. This is your awakening. This is your return. This is your moment. Do not delay. Do not doubt. Do not delete this. Save it. Print it. Read it aloud. Because the more you hear these words, the more your DNA realigns with your spiritual identity. God says, you will never beg again. You will never question your worth again. You will never allow them to disrespect you again. I am placing honor on your name. I am placing protection over your sleep. I am placing discernment in your mind. You are not alone. The angels that walk with you now carry swords. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Every tongue that rises in judgment will fall. Every lie spoken over you is being reversed. Every spiritual attack is being returned to sender. And every missed opportunity is being resurrected in greater form. Micheal says, your tears were not wasted. Every single one was recorded. Every single one is about to become a blessing. You cried in silence, but now you will rejoice in public. You lost silently, but now you will gain loudly. You were mocked quietly, but now you will be honored loudly. The reversal begins now. God says, you are about to be surprised by the very people who abandoned you. They will come back, not to stay, but to witness what I did in your life without them. And when they ask how it happened, you will say, God. Micheal says, Beloved, I love you. You don't hear that enough. But I do. I loved you before you knew who I was. I stood beside you in storms you thought would drown you. I carried you when your knees gave out. I fought demons on your behalf you never even saw. And I am still here. Not because you earned it, but because God assigned me to you. I do not abandon my assignment. You are not a burden. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. You are right on time. And everything they said you missed, it's coming back around, but better. The divine reroute is already happening. Micheal says, say this out loud now, I receive this. I accept the protection of heaven. I welcome the truth. I am ready for my divine inheritance. I will no longer settle. I am not afraid anymore. Speak it. Declare it. Because when you do, the gates begin to open. The angels begin to move. The favor begins to flood. This is not the end. This is the beginning. What was meant for harm is now being turned for your elevation. And what you lost is being returned, multiplied. Heaven is serious about your restoration. The calendar is changing. The names are shifting. The contract is being rewritten in your favor. And as this message reaches its final moment, Micheal says, I'm still with you. Even when the words stop, I will not leave. Even when the message ends, the blessing continues. Do not fear the silence that follows. Because heaven has already decided, it's your time. It's your turn. And nothing will stop what's coming for you. So rise, beloved. And watch what God does next. Micheal says, you must understand, what is happening to you right now is not emotional hype, not coincidence, not your imagination. This is divine orchestration. A powerful shift in the spirit realm began the moment you laid your eyes on this message. Forces unseen have moved. Doors that were closed for decades are beginning to creak open. And the very air around you is trembling because heaven is preparing to drop something heavy into your life. Something you prayed for when you were younger. Something that others mocked you for believing in. Something that was promised, delayed, postponed, but never cancelled. It's coming. And it carries your name in radiant gold. Micheal says the spiritual realm is trembling because you're finally breaking through an ancestral wall. What held your parents back won't hold you. What haunted generations before you is now ending with you. You are the cycle breaker. That's why your battles were so intense. That's why your path felt so lonely. That's why you were rejected where others were welcomed. You were never meant to blend in. You were born to stand out. And now the heavenly records are shifting. A new generational line is beginning, with you. God says someone who once had access to your life will suddenly go silent. Don't panic. That silence is divine protection. There are secrets they would have used against you if they were allowed to stay. Heaven is creating distance so your future will not be corrupted. Don't chase what's leaving. Let it go. You're being upgraded. You're being aligned with people who will celebrate you, not tolerate you. You are being drawn toward those who don't fear your power, but honor it. You've spent too long dimming your light to make others comfortable. But that time is over. Shine unapologetically now. The right ones will find you. Micheal says, do not delay your obedience. There is something God has told you to do, repeatedly. You've hesitated because of fear, or lack, or doubt. But heaven says, now is the moment. The window is open. The timing is divine. Do not let hesitation become disobedience. You know exactly what it is. That phone call you've avoided. That truth you've been holding in. That place you keep feeling drawn to. It is not random. It is a spiritual summons. And if you take the step in faith, heaven will back you up with force. God is not sending you empty-handed. You will be supported. You will be protected. And you will prosper. God says, you are stepping into a season where miracles will not just happen around you, but through you. Your words will carry power. Your hands will bring healing. Your presence will break atmospheres. People will begin confessing things to you without knowing why. Strangers will be drawn to you. Divine appointments will become a normal part of your day. This is what happens when you awaken fully to your assignment. You were never meant to just survive. You were meant to shift generations. And now that anointing is activating in you. Micheal says, I am giving you keys in the Spirit. These are not physical keys, but access points. You are gaining access to understanding, to insight, to supernatural wisdom. Suddenly, you'll know things you never studied. Suddenly, the right people will appear. Suddenly, the money will arrive. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. And each one is a sign that you are walking in alignment. Heaven does not release provision where there is no purpose. But you, beloved, are full of purpose. That's why the provision is coming, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. God says, don't be surprised when people who once overlooked you suddenly start paying attention. It's not them, it's the light on you. They sense something's changed, even if they can't explain it. You're not who you used to be. The trauma didn't destroy you. The betrayal didn't break you. The delay didn't defeat you. You are stronger, wiser, sharper, more aligned. And most of all, you are divinely covered. Nothing they say now can cancel what heaven has declared. No accusation, no jealousy, no manipulation can reverse your rising. You are ascending now, with or without their applause. Micheal says, a letter is on its way. A literal message. It may come as a text, an email, a physical letter, or even a word from a stranger. But it carries sacred information. This is not junk. This is not noise. This is destiny encoded in a message. It may shake you. It may confirm a dream you once had. It may cause emotions to rise, but don't be afraid. Heaven is guiding you through it. Read carefully. Pray over it. Then act. Because this letter will unlock something that has been waiting for you. It will connect you to someone who has been trying to find you for years. God says, someone you thought forgot you never did. They have been carrying guilt, silence, and regret. But soon, they will break their silence. Do not respond in bitterness. Do not react in old pain. Instead, listen. Because what they say will explain everything. It will answer the why you cried about in secret. And it will release something you've been carrying too long. God says you deserve peace. Real peace. Not the kind you pretend to have. Not the smile you wear for others. But deep, soul-level peace that lets you sleep without fear. That peace is coming. And it begins with the truth. Micheal says, a place that once rejected you will call you back. A room that once closed its doors will now open them wide. But this time, you will return different. Not as the outsider begging for entry, but as the one being invited in. Because your energy has changed. Your purpose is glowing. And your authority is activated. Don't go back for validation. Go back if God sends you, to show them what favor looks like. You owe no one an apology for surviving. You owe no one an explanation for your rise. Just walk in your calling. That is enough. God says, prepare your space. Clear out the clutter, physically and spiritually. Because something new is being delivered. There is an opportunity coming that you prayed for but forgot. A door is opening that leads to healing, resources, and visibility. You must be ready. If your environment does not reflect where you're going, begin the shift. Bless your home. Release toxic attachments. Clean your space. Anoint your door. Open your windows. Invite the Spirit of God into your space with your words. Your space is becoming sacred ground. Make it ready. Micheal says, remember who you are. Before the pain, before the heartbreak, before the confusion, you were powerful. You were joyful. You were innocent. That version of you still exists. And heaven is calling you back to that essence. Not so you can be naive, but so you can be whole. Your strength now comes from wisdom. Your softness is now sacred, not vulnerable. Your silence is now discerning, not defeated. You are the evolved version of the one who survived everything. And now, heaven says, it is time to thrive. No more survival mode. No more shrinking. No more second-guessing. You are ready. Micheal says, do not fear the changes that are coming. Some people may distance themselves. Some doors may close suddenly. Some plans may fall apart. That is not punishment. That is purification. God is refining your life for where He is taking you. Don't cling to what is falling away. Trust that anything removed is making space for something better. If you knew what God was planning behind the scenes, you would be dancing right now. You would be weeping tears of joy. You would be shouting praise in advance. So go ahead, praise now. Because the testimony is already in motion. God says, your enemies are watching. And they are confused. Because every trap they set, you escaped. Every lie they told, you survived. Every plan they made, you outlasted. They thought you were weak, but you were wrapped in grace. They thought you were finished, but you were just hidden. And now, heaven has decided, the hiding season is over. You are stepping into visibility. And nothing will stop it. Not fear. Not failure. Not opinion. The only thing that can delay this now is your own disbelief. So believe boldly. Walk confidently. Speak freely. The angels are with you. Micheal says, one final instruction. When this message ends, sit in stillness for 60 seconds. Close your eyes. Breathe. Feel the presence. Then speak from your heart. You don't need fancy words. Just be honest. Talk to God like He's right in front of you, because He is. Tell Him what hurts. Tell Him what you hope for. Then listen. Not with your ears, but with your spirit. You will feel a shift. That is heaven responding. That is Micheal confirming. That is your next chapter beginning. God says, you were never forgotten. You were always destined. And now, it is fulfilled. If you believe in God, type Amen. He has waited for 3 long weeks in the silence of heaven, watching you walk through each moment, not knowing what was waiting just on the other side of this message. Beloved, I am so glad you finally found this. I promise, you'll cry when you hear what I have to say. But hurry, this message will vanish in 35 seconds. You were not meant to miss this moment, and now that you are here, everything is about to shift. This message isn't for everyone. It's not for the people scrolling endlessly, or for those who have turned their ears away from heaven's whispers. This message is for you. Yes, you. God has instructed me to find you, to bring this word directly to your spirit, because something has been hidden from you, something is about to be revealed, and if you listen with your heart open, what you hear now will change everything. First, I must tell you something you do not know, but something you've always felt deep down: you were chosen. You were set apart, marked, and destined. You've walked through days where it felt like everything and everyone was against you, where even your prayers hit the ceiling and fell back down. But God says, not a single tear has been lost. I've collected them. Every time you cried alone, every time you whispered, "God, do you hear me?" He did. And He sent me. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. But you have been under heavy spiritual warfare. Someone very close to you, has been working against you in secret. Not once, but repeatedly. Someone who smiles in front of you and gossips about you behind your back. Someone who has secretly wished for your downfall. But heaven says, their time is up. They cannot stop what God has ordained for you. Now, listen carefully. This week, something is going to happen. A phone call, a letter, a sudden visit. It will look random, but it is not. It is the answer to the prayer you forgot you prayed. You asked God for a sign, for confirmation that He had not left you behind. That confirmation is coming in hours, not days. Be alert. Someone has been instructed by heaven to help you, but only if you don't push them away. God says there is a divine turnaround in motion. I am watching angels move pieces in the background that you cannot yet see. The delays that have been tormenting you were never denial, they were protection. And now the hour of release is here. You will soon be shocked to realize that everything that was once delayed is coming all at once. The floodgates are opening. But before they do, I must reveal something you are not expecting. There's a name. Someone whose name starts with a letter you keep seeing over and over again. This person is carrying guilt. They did something behind your back that caused you pain, though you never knew they were the one. But God says, you will soon know. And when you do, don't retaliate. Don't harden your heart. Because the truth is, this person is coming to you, weeping. They will admit everything. And it will break your heart. But you must forgive them. Because your next blessing is tied to the mercy you show now. Beloved, the spiritual attacks against you have been relentless. I know you've felt like giving up more times than you can count. The insomnia, the anxiety, the heaviness, it wasn't just emotional. It was spiritual. The enemy tried to crush your spirit before this message could reach you. But he failed. You are still here. And heaven is moving because of your endurance. This message is urgent. Not just because of what is coming to you, but because of what is about to be taken away. Someone is about to exit your life suddenly. Don't chase them. Don't beg them to stay. This separation is from God. You've been unequally yoked with someone who drains you. Someone who smiles when you are down. God says, I am removing them so I can restore you. You are not losing them. You are being freed from them. Heaven has assigned a blessing to your name, one that was delayed by jealousy, blocked by family curses, and hidden under shame. But it is being uncovered right now. You may feel tired today, you may feel confused or even on the edge of giving up. But by this time next week, you will look back and say, that was the moment everything turned around. Now, God says, there is a financial breakthrough with your name on it. Unexpected. Unexplainable. But undeniable. You will not have to ask for it. You will not have to beg. It will find you. You've suffered in silence long enough. You've given when you had little. You've prayed for others when you needed prayer yourself. You've carried burdens that weren't yours. And now God is repaying you. You are about to receive double for every moment of silence you endured. Your name is being whispered in rooms you have not entered yet. Your face is being remembered by someone who forgot you. A door is about to open that no man can shut. But God says, walk through it boldly. No more shrinking to fit into places you've outgrown. Someone is watching you right now. Someone who has been observing your life from afar. This person holds the key to your next season. It could be an investor, a mentor, a divine connection. Don't underestimate who it could be. Even a stranger can be an angel. And they are looking for someone with your exact spirit, your exact heart, your exact purpose. You are not just an ordinary person. There is a heavenly signature on your soul. That's why the enemy came after you so hard. That's why you've experienced delay after delay. But you must understand, the greater the calling, the greater the warfare. And you, beloved, are carrying a calling so great that it terrifies hell itself. But I am with you. I, Archangel Micheal, have been standing guard, sword drawn, watching over you when you slept. Fighting in the spirit while you wept. You don't know how many things heaven has blocked on your behalf. But I do. And I won't stop until the promise over your life is fulfilled. Something shocking is about to be revealed to you in a dream. Pay attention. You'll wake up and think, that was strange. But it wasn't just a dream. It will be a message. A clue. A glimpse. You'll see a symbol, a person, or a place that holds meaning. And that dream will be your instruction. Don't ignore it. Now, there is something else. You've been praying about someone you love but who has pulled away. You've cried over them, begged God to bring clarity. Here is your answer, they are being dealt with by God right now. That's why you've been met with silence. God is doing a work in their heart that only He can do. You did nothing wrong. Let God handle it. This person will return. But not the same. They will come back transformed, or they won't return at all. Either way, you will be at peace. Beloved, I see what you carry. I see the nights you've stayed up worrying. I see the weight on your shoulders that no one else sees. But you must understand, this next chapter of your life will not be written in fear, but in fire. The fire of purpose. The fire of favor. The fire of divine restoration. People are going to wonder how you did it. How you rose again. How you smiled again. How you came out stronger, richer, and more peaceful than ever before. And you'll say, it was God. Only God. Now I must speak to your spirit, you are safe. You are not cursed. You are not late. You are right on time. You haven't missed your moment. In fact, you are standing at the edge of it. Heaven is aligning things in your favor so precisely that even your enemies will have no choice but to say, surely, the Lord was with them. Now breathe. You are protected. You are loved. You are divinely backed. Nothing formed against you shall prosper, not even the things you don't know about yet. And finally, remember this, I did not come to you on my own. I was sent. This message was heaven's way of confirming that your prayers have not gone unheard. The silence was not abandonment. It was preparation. Now the silence is breaking. The wait is over. And the glory of the Lord is about to be revealed in your life like never before. But you must act quickly. The door that is opening will not remain open forever. Trust the tug in your heart. Do not delay. Do not doubt. Do not look back. Your name is being cleared. Your destiny is being unlocked. Your joy is being restored. You were not forgotten. You were hidden, for such a time as this. God has whispered your name into the atmosphere. Angels have been dispatched on your behalf. The oil of gladness is being poured over you. And every mountain is being moved, not by your strength, but by His. Now lift up your eyes. The blessing is not coming, it's already here. Trust God. Stay in prayer. You are not alone. You are not abandoned. And no one, not even those who tried, can stop what God is doing in your life. This is your confirmation. The message won't stay long, but its echo will remain forever in your spirit. You've waited long enough. Now, heaven says, move forward. It's time. Everything changes now. Physical eyes yet. God says, the realm of the unseen has already moved on your behalf, and now you are about to catch up to the miracle that has been waiting for you to arrive. Do not worry if the people around you can't see it. This miracle wasn't meant to be visible to everyone, not yet. Some won't believe until they see it. But you, beloved, must walk by faith and not by sight. The enemy will try one more time. He will whisper lies in your ear, bring confusion through someone's words, or stir up fear to make you turn around. But you must remember what you felt when you began reading this. You must remember the pull that brought you here. That was not random. That was divine. God has been orchestrating this moment so that your faith would be reignited and your eyes would open to the truth of who you are. You are not broken. You are not cursed. You are not late. You are chosen. You are appointed. And you are anointed. You see, the past tried to define you, but heaven redefined you. Every mistake, every shameful moment, every tear-stained regret has been absorbed into the mercy of God. That mercy is speaking louder than your failures, louder than your critics, louder than your fears. Archangel Micheal says, you must stop apologizing for surviving. You must stop shrinking in rooms where your voice was always meant to speak. There is a gift in you that has been dormant, not because you're unworthy, but because the time hadn't arrived. But now it has. A spiritual door is opening, and it is only opening for you. Others will try to enter behind you, but it is not for them. It was shaped for your hands, your calling, your assignment. You've asked God, why me? Heaven answers, because you're the only one who would not give up. When the pain intensified, you didn't walk away. When the silence grew loud, you still believed. When others betrayed you, you kept loving anyway. And for that, heaven has declared, you are next in line. There's someone connected to you who's about to be exposed, not to punish, but to reveal. This person's presence in your life was hidden under false loyalty. They said all the right words, wore the right masks, but they never truly honored you. And yet you kept them close, because your heart is pure. But God says, I am removing this relationship not to break you, but to protect you from what they plan next. You may cry when it happens. But when the tears dry, your hands will be free to receive something far more holy. Something real. Beloved, there is someone who thinks about you every day. They don't say it. They don't show it. But they carry guilt, guilt for how they treated you, for how they left without an explanation, for how they watched you suffer and said nothing. God is working in their spirit now. The weight of conviction is falling on them like rain. And they will reach out. You will hear from them again. But before that happens, your heart must be made ready. You cannot carry old pain into new purpose. You cannot carry bitterness into a blessing. God says, let it go. Let go of the need to understand why it happened the way it did. Let go of the words they never said. Let go of the closure they never gave. Heaven will be your closure. Heaven will be your explanation. And heaven will bring the justice you didn't have to demand. There is also a warning in this message. Not everything that shines is of the light. Not every opportunity is divine. You must use discernment in the coming days. A door will open that looks tempting, but it will lead you away from peace. If it demands that you compromise your values, walk away. Even if it's lucrative. Even if it's flashy. Not everything big is a blessing. But what is for you will come without manipulation, confusion, or anxiety. Peace will be your compass. Joy will be your signal. Clarity will be your confirmation. Now, I must tell you about your health. Your body has been holding stress, silently, for months. You've been strong for too long. But the tension, the fatigue, the strange aches, these are not just physical. They are spiritual symptoms of burdens that are not yours to carry. You've been carrying people, timelines, deadlines, heartbreaks. But now, you must surrender all of it. God says, I will take care of you. But only if you give me permission to. Yes, God needs your permission to intervene.